Okay, and you have a whole list of sagas that you want to do.
7 of them.
There's some coming up where you're going to go into the wilderness in Scotland with limited food. You previously completed a saga where you basically rode from London to Greenland with a team of people, and you rode how far was it?
About 5 million meters.
5 million meters, and you did that as like a saga. So
it took just over a year, just about a year and 3 months.
Okay. All right. And the Crucification Saga that you did 2 months ago, that was this kind of final, hardest core attempt at doing this. And you decided to carry a big hunk of wood over your back, a railway sleeper. Why?
I mean, one is something that somebody said to me in the Legion Wrestling Club. And they were like, oh my God, all these sagas you're doing, the Death March is almost like, like Jesus' Death March, And I was like, ding, in my head, I was thinking, it's almost Easter. And I was like, I wanted to push myself further with that. We need to raise some money for the refurbishments of the club. And so I thought I'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and I'll do that. And but then I thought to myself, I looked into the Death March done by Jesus, which he actually didn't do. If you listen to the stories, I think it's a legionnaire or somebody that helped him carry it. But
he was carrying the cross.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I thought to myself, okay, to make it, it's about suffering, it's about struggle, and it didn't seem right to have trainers on and a jumper. And so I was like, okay, barefoot, bare-chested, and really, the whole point was to basically reach a point of struggle, and then it really begins from there, because the whole point was really to push myself as close as I can to that edge, without hurting myself. But it's a fine line, So,
obviously.
Yeah.
Why? Why are you trying to do this? What are you trying to find?
The thing is, I established, I said to, I always say that I compared to my life before I started the sagas and things like that. I mean, as little as 4 or 5 years ago, I referred to myself as a worm, and people was like, oh my God, that's such a bad thing, But when I say worm, I mean, I didn't see myself as worthy of, anything good happening to me, because I didn't have that self-belief in myself. Partly the way I was raised, partly, I always said that one of the first things I learned as a child was shame, and I had to live with that for a long time. And, then I came to this country and I didn't have my father. First I had a bad father, then I had no father. And it was hard, I didn't speak the language. All of a sudden, I'm the only black here. I've got to deal with racism, the National Front, all these things. And I'm just, like a scared boy. So like most, I kind of sided with a group, and I just kind of let people make the decisions for me, and I followed a lot, and then as soon as I could, I built up my physique. I became muscular, I kind of grew into myself. And I thought, yeah, that's it, I fixed my issues. I didn't. I just put some Band-Aids around it, and then it came a point in time when I lost everything. I was run over, so
by a car?
Yeah, my whole body just messed up for many years.
So your self-esteem was low as a child, growing up here, dealing with racism here. Yeah. Then you built up your physique, and to the outside world, you looked like you had it going on, but you were still broken inside.
Still the same, yeah. And then I luckily, I met, my ex-fiance who I was with for a long time. She's an amazing woman, but like I said, I always regret it because, I met a queen, but I wasn't a king, I wasn't worthy of her. And eventually I messed that up. But so when she left, and basically I was just, me, nothing around. I didn't have a job, no savings. My body was messed up. The woman I had planned life with, she was gone. And then basically some other stuff happened with my family, so I didn't have them in my life. So all this stuff was happening, and I was like, it was just me, me and who I was deep inside. And I struggled. I was in a depression for like 4 years. And I mean, in 1 year, I don't think I left the flat more than 10 times in a year. I would literally just lock myself in there. And so the whole point when the conception of the sagas was the acceptance that, I can't use any more Band-Aids. This is who I am, okay? I have to face myself. This is who I am. How do I change this? What can I do, And so the only thing I always said that, you know, the world will deny you many things, you know, like success if you want it, you know, glory, all these kind of things, but nobody will ever deny you struggle, you know. Struggle is freely given, you know. And so I thought, okay, fine, that's what I got, that's what I have access to, that's what I'm going to work with. So everything started with just daily cold baths, you know. I'll turn on winter, summer, spring, no matter the weather, put the bath, cold water, and sit in the bath for 10 minutes. And I would do that every single day.
So you basically had nothing left except for struggle. And so you decided to go into that head first and find out how could you evolve through that struggle.
Yeah.
Or
I mean, like partly it's like, I don't even think I saw it as far as that. I just feel like almost like I didn't plan that I'm going to conquer through this and then grow. I just thought to myself, I don't know. But I don't know, to be honest, sometimes I wonder if I began it as something to self-punishment. Maybe it was, I don't know. I would have to really examine myself.
right.
But ultimately, whilst in the process of all these things, my head became clearer, you know, and Black Vikings became, you know, replaced so many other things. And I thought, okay, this is my mission.